How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Liberty Bowl. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not going to be, doing news reads, anything like that. We're going to be getting into a bit of philosophy and a bit of my observations on modern American society and what I believe is going on in the world today. So we're going to be kicking back. We're going to have a joint. We're going to sip some coffee, and we're going to talk about fucking life, man. But check out the intro.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
We're losing our democracy!
More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Wake up!
Before we get into that, let's get into this. Alright, so as I mentioned, we're going to be talking a bit of philosophy. We're going to be talking about, kind of my modern views of modern history and shit, kind of what the whole polarization of America is, and where it's, been going from, where it's going to, how it's led up to this, and basically, we're just going to be sharing a bit of thoughts on American society and what I think is going on today. So let's start out with this right here. This is what I'm calling my circle of power, and it's basically my kind of explanation of American polarization, right? So you got your left, you got your right, of course. Like it's basically the two different ideals. One's about strong country and authoritarian, this and that shit. The other is about compassion and freedom for everybody, basically communist shit. So, and then up in toward the bottom, you got totalitarianism. So basically, they're polarizing. They want more weight on either side because that gives them more power, right? Because the more people you have on the right, the farther the right's going to get weighed down. The more people you have on the left, the farther the left's going to get weighed down. And of course, it's going to polarize. It's going to make them the opposites. So right now, basically what I see is, we're in a hard pull toward the left, and they're trying to say, it's it's the far right and shit like that. No, it's fucking a hard pull to the left. They're pulling toward totalitarianism with, all these vaccines, these mandates, fucking everything. They want to take away your free will. They want to take away your right to fucking speak and think what you want. But they're saying that the right is doing it. Okay, so left pulling down toward totalitarianism, the right is going to start screaming for free will. All right, that's what we're doing right now. We're fucking Americans. Is basically, how America was started. We want free will. We want freedom. We're fucking freedom-loving son of bitches. All right. So the left is getting weighed down because they're fucking highly polarized. They have basically the young vote and shit. They have all these young people out here, right? Fucking freaking out and fucking carrying it up and shit. But that's pulling them toward totalitarianism. If you guys haven't noticed, fucking the left is highly fucking totalitarian right now. They're fucking insane. But of course, it's gonna pull up the right toward free will. That's why we have this whole MAGA movement, right? And so that's basically how I feel America balances out. And we keep some freedom, of course. That's what we're about. That's where we want to be, right, at all times. But of course, we're polar opposites. So if we're at 100% free will, then that means the opposite is going to be at 100% totalitarian, fucking basically trying to fucking overthrow dictatorship and all this and that. Fucking they're trying to fucking crazy shit. But that's not where we're at. That's not what I'm saying is going on right now. That's where we're heading if we keep going in this far left direction, right? So that's why we got to MAGA it up, people. Ultra MAGA time. So that being said, that's my circle of power. All right, so let's get into this. So basically talking about what happened to American patriotism, what happened to national identity, especially among younger people, the younger crowd and stuff, which is basically, they're the inheritors of this country. They're going to inherit this country, and it's basically kind of where my whole timeline and thesis and shit is going to. So basically, we got the American Revolution, right? That's basically where the American spirit was born, where our spirit of freedom, freedom loving fucking was born. Was the American Revolution. That's where we got our spirit, and that's how we're going to remain. At least I'm hoping. That's the hope. That's the hope for America. The last frontier, the last fucking freed fucking people. Basically, the only motherfucking free people. That's the one thing. That's what people in power have always wanted throughout history. What's the biggest fucking fear of someone in power, of someone who has everything, someone who's got total control? It's the loss of power. Of course. Of course, you have everything. What do you fear the most? Losing it all. So that's why basically, they have all their secret societies. They have this and that. Basically, the fucking people that you see are somewhat pulling the strings. But then again, I mean, it's people behind the scenes that are really pulling the strings. But that's starting to end with our whole fucking internet, with our fucking open free sharing of information, being able to communicate like this, being able to have these types of discussions and stuff. That's ending, especially with the COVID happening. Basically, that kind of fucking. They thought it was gonna fucking make people more dependent on government and this and that, and fucking like, we're just gonna stay in our homes, be afraid of outside and shit like that. No, we're gonna stay in our homes and we're gonna fucking research every fucking thing about the government. We're gonna fucking start fucking QAnon groups. We're gonna start doing all this shit, and it drove them crazy. Like, oh fuck, they're starting to question us, son of a bitch. We did not see that shit coming. All right. So, but anyway, back to the story. So we start out in right after World War II, and there is the Cold War, basically, fucking with, the Russians. There's the Red Scare, and that's what I feel a lot of the polarization started toward the right, right after World War II and stuff like that. We need a strong nation, of course, so, of course, you're going to start getting polarized toward the right, because there's, we just got through a fucking giant world war, the biggest fucking shit we've ever seen in human history. So, of course, people are scared. They're going to be looking for a strong country, strong leaders, basically strong right leadership, right? So that was basically what led to the Red Scare, which is basically, the strong authoritarian right, that was in power after World War II was afraid that fucking communism was going to start infiltrating America. They're afraid, Russian spies. There's the Red Scare. If you don't know what the Red Scare is, look it up. Okay. But then we have FDR coming through with the whole New Deal, and basically, is a great society, and that's what led to basically this period of relative free loving happiness, basically kind of like basically fucking something for everybody. The great deal is basically like fucking like government implicated education, government fucking run temporary assistance, and I believe it was Milton Friedman who said fucking nothing more permanent than fucking temporary assistance, right? So that's another fucking thing for another fucking episode where I talk about fucking my thoughts on the social welfare system and how I believe it has destroyed American society. But anyway, that's for another fucking episode. But so all this is happening. There's relatively sense of calm. Fucking people are basically kind of like, okay, fucking government, kind of stepping in, but that's also basically kind of what the Red Scare was. It was the Democratic Party doing this. This fucking FDR was fucking, Democratic fucking hero, basically. Fucking, he did the civil rights and stuff like that, fucking, and the majority of us now, fucking, all of us basically agreed that fucking, that was, a good thing. Wasn't bad, I guess, giving everyone fucking equal rights to vote, I guess, or whatever, It wasn't a bad thing, but of course, it's polar opposites. Fucking, there's of course people on the right that were fucking, oh no, fucking this is communism. This is gonna turn America into communism. This is what it is. You know, this is what's gonna turn America into communism. This is gonna start our slow march toward communism. And so, oh, like I said, that's another video for another episode. But so this is where the birth of the hippie era comes through, and it's basically just highly polarized. Again, you know, fucking far lefts and far righties. You know, fucking the hippies on the far left and the fucking, you know, the Nixons on the right. You know. And so with this whole Red Scare, that's what started the whole fucking, you know, hippie and fucking Red Scare, fucking polar opposition, polar oppositization, I don't know, polar opposites, you know. But that's what started all that. So from that, the hippie era was born. That's when they were, you know, starting to smoke cannabis, and that's when they were starting to discover the lies of the government. And that's when, you know, in the 30s and shit, they were doing the whole fucking, oh, you know, I injected the cannabis myself, and my incisors grew a few inches, and I flew around the room like a bat. And fucking, oh man, we gotta get rid of this fucking devil lettuce, of course, you know. Of course, that's another video for another story too, on why I believe cannabis was made illegal. But another story, another video. So, where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, so basically the high polarization of the left and the right in the hippie area, you know, hippie era during the 70s. So, sorry about that. Had a little bit of technical difficulties with the camera not focusing and my brain not focusing. But anyway, back to where we were. So flew around the room, flying like a bat, and blah blah blah. That was basically the lies, you know, that were starting to come out, you know, that the government, you know, put out to the public, that the hippies were discovering with cannabis. And so that was a big loss of trust in the government and stuff. And that it's not you know, not saying that fucking, you know, there's super massive trust in the government, but like I said, there was a lot, like I said, with the Red Scare and, you know, the fucking after World War II, there's a good look to the government. There's a good, like, you know, basically a help me government, you know, or fucking, you know, we need to make sure that you know, fucking people are loyal to the government and stuff. That's what the Red Scare is basically about. And so people are starting to discover the lies of the government, the lies that they've been being, you know, fed by the government, and that is what created counterculture. That's what started the whole fucking counterculture movement of the hippies and this and that. Not to mention, you know, fucking things like, you know, Vietnam War, fucking basically fucking pointless war, sending people out to die for nothing, you know. That was a big fucking thing that kind of pissed off the hippies and shit too, which is what we're kind of getting to right now with fucking Ukraine. Like, why are we? We're not in good shape. Why are we sending $40 billion to fucking Ukraine? What the fuck is up with that? So that's kind of where you know, our society is right now, kind of. So see, you're starting to see fucking, you know, parallels. You're starting to see some shit. All right, so let's continue on. Then comes, you know, the fucking the right, you know, fucking the government, fucking the authoritarians of the fucking 70s, they have to make a fucking, of the 60s and 70s, they have to make a fucking fucking basically turn around for fucking, you know, they have to strike back at the counterculture, right? So this is where the war on drugs comes in, and public enemy number one, marijuana. Right? Because it makes you fucking think. It's making you think. That's kind of fucking, like I said, fucking they gave us fucking weed and locked us down. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? We're all gonna become conspiracy theorists. Every single one of us are gonna become conspiracy theorists, and we're gonna start to say, fuck you motherfuckers that fucking locked us down, because what are we? We're fucking freedom loving Americans. Okay? So let's continue on. From the war on drugs comes mass incarcerations. So mass incarcerations lead to furthering the counterculture. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that fucking, like, oh, if you just try and whip them into shape, they'll learn. Like, no, they're gonna fucking say fuck you even harder. You know, so that's when the whole fucking counterculture really started taking off, was the war on drugs. Then you got fucking, you know, the punk rock fucking anti-establishment, man, fucking. Yeah, this is, you know, also the kind of, you know, place where the loss of American patriotism is really coming into its view. You know, it's when fucking, you know, fuck the government, fuck America, you know, fuck this country, you know, fucking they don't care about. This is a long period of youth with anti-patriotic views toward their own nation. Which, keep in mind, all the while, still the greatest fucking nation on earth. All throughout all of this, still the fucking greatest nation on earth. And people, you know, talking shit about it, you know. So what this brings along is the 90s and the Clintons and the fucking, this is when basically, like I said in the beginning of the fucking video, you know, Mark Twain, when you notice you're getting on the side of the majority, it's time to stop and reevaluate. It's time to fucking, all right, what the fuck's going on here? Because what does that mean? That goes back to the fucking circle, doesn't it? Right? So that's when the, you know, it's basically a battle between the right and the left, you know, during the fucking 70s and shit, you know, battle for freedom, battle for authoritarian, battle for freedom, battle for authoritarian, you know, and then fucking, so that made, of course, so the people pulling toward, you know, authoritarian, totalitarian, fucking basically fucking trying to whip the people into shape, they're always going to get fucking fought back against. They're always going to end up on the side of the minority because of the fact that they're trying to tell people what to do in this America. We don't like that shit. So fucking counterculture starts weighing heavy in the 90s. You know, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, that's when counterculture really starts taking off, and fucking the left really starts getting heavy in the 90s and shit, which is when the Clinton family starts coming into power. The fucking Clinton pieces of shit. And what do they want? They want fucking power. They don't want to fucking lose power. That's the enemy, is the loss of power. Of course, fucking Clintons are the fucking most power drunk fucking pieces of shit on the fucking planet. The worst fucking piece of shit, power drunk fucking motherfuckers ever. And so they see this fucking counterculture and the rise that it's getting, and then, you know, you get fucking Bill Clinton fucking on TV playing saxophone for his campaign because it's, you know, it's music. That's what the young kids like, you know. And we want them on our side. You know, we want them to fucking to follow us. We want these disenfranchised people fucking basically, you know, it's, you know, the fucking rules for radicals, you know, fucking, you know, organize hell, basically. You know, that's what they saw, basically. They saw a bunch of fucking, you know, counterculture, fucking disenfranchised youth and stuff, trying to fucking, you know, just trying to fucking say fuck you to the fucking government and shit. So they basically, oh yeah, okay, so we'll be the government that agrees with you. Yeah, fuck us, right? Fuck yeah, fuck us, you know, like, fuck the government. Yeah, yep, counterculture, fuck America, and that's where it started going. That's where it's been going for about the last, you know, 20 years. It's been in a hardcore anti-American. It's gone from counterculture to anti-American culture. And basically the left and the Democrats and the fucking Clintons have capitalized on it. So now our circle starts to tilt in the other direction, right? We're starting to get way down over here, especially with, you know, the whole YouTube and Facebook and all this and that, and fucking, you know, the youth culture and counterculture being able to come together and fucking, you know, share ideas and shit like that, basically. But then that's when we get to where we're at now with, you know, fucking the left has been getting really heavy. That's when fucking, you know, especially with fucking Bush, you know, and the fucking invasion of Iraq and shit, you know, that fucking pushed a lot of fucking people toward the left. That even pushed some fucking righties to the left. That even made, you know, some fucking, you know, people that have been, you know, Republican, like, oh, we're not for wars. America's not for wars. America is not for war. Even though we've, you know, it depends on where you look it up and shit, but generally throughout America's fucking history, we've had about 15 years of relative, you know, peace. 15 years in our entire history that we haven't been involved in some kind of war, which is fucking insane, right? And so that's why you get fucking, you know, these warmongers in the office. Like I said, I'll say it again. Americans are not for war. Who is for war? people up in the office, because what does war create? War creates money. War creates trust in government. War creates fucking basically this fear and this need for a strong government. Someone to fucking to say, please help us, like we need you. Well, fuck it, tax us some more, here, put it in the military, put it in the military industrial complex that I know you guys happen to have fucking shareholds in, put it in Lockheed Martin, send it to Raytheon, send it to Boeing. That's what we do whenever there's war as American people, because we, of course we get afraid. We're not fucking impervious. We can be invaded. It's possible. It can happen. We're, like I said, just because we're fucking, superpower doesn't mean that we can't fall. That's what I say. That's the one thing is fucking the power, the people in power fucking fear losing power the most. And us as American people, we are realizing that we are the strongest nation on earth. We're realizing that we're the greatest nation on earth. We're realizing that we've been the greatest nation on earth. So this whole counterculture movement, we're starting to this, like I said, counterculture, it's okay. Don't trust your fucking government. They're fucking, liars. They're fucking lying pieces of shit. Like I said, in my one about the swamp rat fucking Republicans that are sending us to fucking, that are sending our 40 billion to fucking Ukraine. Those motherfuckers are piece of shit Republicans. Those motherfuckers are rhinos. Those motherfuckers are people that basically just want to support the war machine because it makes more money. Because the war machine is a fucking money machine. It's a money printing machine. That's why people will have fucking reports out there saying like oh fucking like Marjorie Taylor Greene owns a stake in Lockheed Martin. Motherfucker, I own stake in Lockheed Martin. You know why I own stake in Lockheed Martin? Because there's a fucking war brewing up. If you don't own stake in Lockheed Martin, it's because you have too many fucking, I guess, morals, I guess. But basically, the morals aren't on you. Your morals are to fucking follow the market. I'm gonna say this one real quick. Not a financial advisor. Not a financial advisor. See, not a financial advisor. But your morals should be to grow your dollar. So your morals should be to follow the market. People in Congress's morals should be toward the American people, not to follow their dollar. So people are gonna say like, oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's in Congress and she owns fucking shares in Lockheed Martin. But where morality comes in, she is voting everything against fucking war. She does not want Lockheed Martin to make money. She's just a smart investor. She fucking smells something in the air, just kind of like a lot of us do, and she's fucking investing smartly. But then at the same time, she also votes against fucking sending our troops anywhere. She also votes against fucking sending our American dollars to fucking fund foreign wars. She votes against that shit because she has morals. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't have fucking brains, right? So all you motherfuckers bitches about fucking people in that own shares in fucking Lockheed Martin and fucking Boeing and fucking Raytheon, take a look at which way they vote and then decide on their morality, right? Back to the fucking story though. So, what the fuck am I? Okay, so the left has become power drunk, right? This is when fucking people like Obama start coming in, the great fucking Obama, first black president, basically. Fucking this is when they're starting to like, oh, you could dangle something in front of these fucking young people and shit, because they don't think they vote based on what MTV told them to vote for. And if they say there's a black guy, vote for him. I don't give a fuck, vote for him. I don't give a fuck what his policies are, vote for him, he's black. And so that's basically what happened with Obama. And Obama is started to sweep in a fucking whole new age of left-wing totalitarian rule through the government. And you could see it being carried out, continued right now, through his vice president, Joe Bidens. Oh, Joseph Bidens. So that's when they're starting to, okay, basically you could play on these motherfuckers. Just dangle something, pop culture in front of them and shit, and they'll vote for you. And then they don't give a fuck what they're voting for. They just care that it's the cool guy, So what they did not see coming was Donald motherfucking Trump to come in right after Obama and say, you know what, fuck you. I see what the fuck you're doing. And we ain't having it here in America. We ain't fucking gonna be totalitarianly ruled. We ain't gonna be dictated by anybody. Fuck you. I'm gonna fucking expose all of the shit you motherfuckers do. I'm gonna get in motherfucking office. I'm gonna fucking expose all this shit. I'm gonna expose all the fucking shit you've been doing with China. I'm gonna expose all this fucking globalist fucking bullshit you guys been doing. I'm gonna expose fucking globalism, period. I'm gonna expose your guys' fucking plan. I'm gonna expose everything. I'm gonna expose your guys' fucking totalitarian grab at fucking world domination. I'm gonna expose all this shit. And he did. And it fucking woke up the American people. And that's when fucking there's starting to be like those fucking Q movements and all this and that shit. And fucking, like I said, fucking people started becoming conspiracy theorists. Especially, 2012, they started when they legalized fucking, cannabis in Colorado and shit. Like I said, you give motherfuckers weed, they ain't gonna just like sit there and, like I said, they ain't gonna just. That's what they think weed does to us, dude. That's what they think. They think we get deflated like that fucking commercial. Just, he started smoking weed about a couple months ago. This is all he does now. They fucking believe their own fucking propaganda. They're fucking idiots, dude. And so, they gave us all fucking weed, locked us down, fucking gave us internet and complete fucking communication among each other. What the fuck did they think was gonna happen? And then fucking Trump comes in and fucking exposes all this shit. And dude, we're fucking talking now. We realizing that the motherfucking circle of fucking power is about right fucking here on the left. So that means it's time to start jumping ship. We're getting back toward freedom, bitches. We's getting back toward freedom, motherfuckers. That's what we're doing. That's why fucking there's a large fucking shift amongst younger people to the right now. There's a large fucking shift of young people that are fucking supporting Trump. That are supporting basically, not just Trump either. That's why I said it's a fucking circle, you guys. It's a circle. Once we start fucking, once any fucking side starts gaining majority, you start fucking bouncing. You fucking bounce. Yeah, that's time to get the fuck out. That's time to fucking stop and reevaluate. When you notice you're on the side of the majority, it's time to stop and reevaluate. All right. So basically, that's where we're at right now in America. That's basically this large pool toward Trump, toward patriotism, toward fucking MAGA, toward ultra MAGA. That's where we're fucking going, people. Because America is the greatest fucking nation on earth. We are the last fucking free frontier. We are the pinnacle. We are everything. We are fucking basically what everyone aspires to be. That's why there's so many that's why there's millions of fucking immigrants lined up on the border right now. And also just fucking, I don't know at the time of this video, but they just fucking, a judge just fucking struck down fucking Title 42, right? Struck down the repealing of Title 42. So basically, like I said, I don't know when you're gonna be watching this video. I'm hoping this is a video that kind of gets spread around. Like I say, this is my philosophy. This is my views on modern American society. This is what I think is happening, and this is also my warning, people. Don't fucking trust a white knight. Fucking, like I say, Trump is not fucking God. Trump is not everything. Trump can become power drunk. Fucking this MAGA movement can become power drunk. Anything can become power drunk, and that's when you need to stop and reevaluate. When you notice you're on the side of the majority, it's time to stop and reevaluate, people. And again, too, like I said, fucking at the beginning of the fucking video, the fucking quote from fucking Franklin, too. I can't remember it quote for quote, but it's basically, fucking he who trades fucking essential liberty for a false sense of security will receive or deserve neither. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. All right, everybody, please fucking share this. Please let me know what you think. Please talk to me in the comments. Fucking, please like, subscribe. I'm gonna be doing this pretty rare, pretty frequently. We're also gonna be having my buddy, he's gonna be co-anchoring. He's Lee Swine. He's going to be co-anchoring. He's going to be doing his own episodes. He's going to be doing his own interviews. He's going to be doing his own thing. We're going to be having interviews with other fucking people. We have an interview coming up with someone that's pro cannabis that was in the Trump administration. Fucking, we're going to basically be talking a lot of good shit. We're going to be having good times. We're going to be doing a lot more philosophies like this. We're going to be doing a lot more different segments. So please like, subscribe, get this channel out there. Let people know what we're doing here, and you guys have a good one. Peace. Hey, look at me, man. I look like I could be Fox News' Brian Stelter, aka the warmongering establishment Stackwell Republican known as Sean Hannity. Subscribe to our YouTube page, or better yet, find us on Rumble to get more fat bowls, fucking good news, bad news, fucking crazy opinions, and good times. Fuck off.